you're courageous, come here to do this, because it takes guts to do this. And stand up.
Stand up.
I mean, stand up for what you believe in.
Oh. I have a couple things to add to the mix here, because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I confess that. I mean, I research this stuff every day. Sometimes I used to stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning watching the videos and stuff. And there are videos on the internet of a guy confessing that they used geoengineering in Vietnam to make it rain in Vietnam, so the Ho Chi Minh Trail would be so muddy that they couldn't use it, so they use it as a weapon. And then they had to sign all these agreements that they're not supposed to use it as a weapon and all that stuff, but nobody's obeying that. There are, one of the differences too between a contrail and a chemtrail, if you look up in the air and you see an airplane and the trail is only like a couple inches and it follows the plane, it's a contrail. If it stays there and it's 100 miles, 200 miles long, it's a chemtrail. And in Los Angeles, I come from LA, there would always be chemtrails. I mean, every day I have many, many pictures of them just crisscrossing, and then the whole sky turns into like a haze. And there's a conspiracy theory that the government is doing it to keep the drought going in California, so that the California goes dry, then the globalists come in and they buy up the farmland, pennies on the dollar, and they get, because everybody goes broke because there's no water in California because they caused the drought. Plus there's other things they have, like HAARP up in Alaska, where they can control the, they send like a signal with all these antennas up into the atmosphere, and they make the atmosphere hot, or they could cool it, or they can make the earth vibrate and cause earthquakes. So there's a lot of things out there that are conspiracy theorists.
But it is not.
Well, I had never seen HAARP.
And HAARP's been, that story was made in the 1950s or 1970s.
HAARP?
Yeah.
I think it's in the 70s, yeah. So the stuff is around, and you got to wonder, well, if they're not using it for that, what are they using it for? Because that was billions of dollars it cost to create it. They're spending billions of dollars to do chemtrails. Why? They're putting barium salts and aluminum in the soil, which wrecks farms. And it, affects our health and everything else, not to mention the GMOs and everything else like you talked about. So you got to ask, why are they doing it?
I know why it's that.
Okay, why?
It's to control the food. If they can control the food,
Absolutely.
they can control the water, they control you. It's just like what they did with the Indians, if you remember history.
Absolutely.
They killed the water, they killed all the buffalo, and they made them totally dependent upon the government. That's why they're doing it.
And then they
It's
killed
common
them.
sense.
And they're aluminum-resistant seeds, which I thought was real interesting when I found that out. Monsanto. Aluminum-resistant seeds. And what are they spraying on us? Aluminum. We have toxic levels in our rainwater. And what I'm finding out too, I have an amazing one on, if you go on geoengineeringwatch.org, please go on there, there's amazing videos on there. One is about our trees are dying. What they're finding out, it's not the drought that's causing them to die, it's the aluminum that's in the soil that's getting in the roots of it so that they can't breathe. And there was an amazing person on there that said the coconut trees are dying now, the fir trees are dying now. And if the coconut trees are dying, he says, my coconut trees are dying. He says, if they die, then I will be forced to use Monsanto seeds because they're aluminum resistant. Isn't that interesting? So it is. It's a very big thing, and it's exactly what you had said. They're trying to control the food system so that we are compliant. And that's why they're trying to take away our individual rights at the city level, and that's what we've got to as one boy said at 16 back in 2011, we have got to start a revolution. I thought, well, that's an interesting thing to say. But it's true, we're running out of time, guys. So it's important for us to wake up. And that's what, and just by telling your friends, look up. Nobody looks up. If they start looking up and they saw those jets up there spraying on top of our schools, Shane and I, how many jets did we see when we were over there right before Easter?
About 3.
3 when he was there. Yeah, 3. And they were spraying all over Granbury. Long trails, and then they would roll into white haze that you see out there. Just to give you an idea, and I'm going to have Sherry talk here in a minute, is that autism is off the charts. Back in 2000, there was 1 in 150. Now there is 1 in 68. That is a huge increase. Cancer rates, women 1 in 3, men 1 in 2. Now, One thing you can do is not use aluminum as far as deodorant. People are not aware of it. It does cause cancer. It causes breast cancer.
And Arm & Hammer makes an aluminum-free deodorant, just by the way. I'm right there with you on that one. I was a couple, you know, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Like I found it at the Dollar General store one time, and it said aluminum-free. It uses rosemary and other stuff in it, but it's aluminum-free and it's sulfate-free or something like that. Then I couldn't find it anymore, but I did find it recently. So Arm & Hammer does make an aluminum-free deodorant.
Right. And just if you just would open up this top page right here, and I'm going to let Sherry speak. But this just says, would you consent to this? This is exactly what's happening to us, okay? It says Monsanto's drought is aluminum and UV-resistant seeds, which we talked about. Now necessary due to geoengineering damage. And what they are saying is if we don't do something soon, there'll be so much aluminum in our seeds we can never reverse it. Never. Right? So that's how serious this is. Severe drought, flooding, and storms, it's caused by geoengineering, has completely disrupted natural weather cycles and systems. Forest devastations, drought, extreme UV, toxic metal fallout is killing trees, causing fires. Very dangerous levels of UV radiation. Recent UV tests reveal off the charts UVB radiation. Where's my orange? I was going to get you my orange and show you this. Okay. This is the Earth, okay, just to give you an example. This is the Earth. If I just put one layer of paint over this, that's our ozone right now. That's it. That's all that's left. Right? One lady today in B&I meeting, I thought that was interesting. She said, it was only 60 degrees, but I got this sunburn. I'm thinking to myself, now how do you get a sunburn in 60 degrees weather? You know, again, it's because we hardly have any UV left. The ozone layer is almost gone. Right? So that's what that shows you. So shredding ozone layer. Geoengineering particulates are known to destroy the ozone. Very dangerous. A radical increase in Alzheimer's disease. Does anybody have foggy brain sometimes? More and more? Anybody feel that? Me too. I have to fight sometimes to remember something. Shane will, once you say that, right, Shane? You'll say, Mom, why did you forget that again?
I forgot those sheets in my head to go back home.
Yes, you forgot the sign-in sheet. Okay? That's because the barium and the strontium and the aluminum are the biggest ingredients in there. And there's so much more. I've got a list of them. If you want to talk to me afterwards, I can share with that. And you can get all this information on this amazing website and other ones as well, which also lists all different things for you to do your own research. Okay, that's why we're here. I want you to do your own research. And just to give you an example, radical increase in Alzheimer's disease, 4.6 million new cases every year. That's off the charts, guys. There's something wrong with that picture. 10,000 increase in autism since 1975. Alarming honeybee die-off. And who has seen butterflies lately? I just think about the other day. Do we see butterflies? Or hummingbirds? Or dragonflies? I used to look where they used to land on me. Where are they? The ecosystems are starting to collapse. That's how serious it is. As many as 200 species of plants and animals going extinct every day. Over 10,000 times the normal rate. Geoengineering snowstorms by artificial chemical ice nucleation. These devastating problems are being deployed with no studies or research whatsoever, and this is all government, guys. You can find it on UN studies. I watched a UN thing. They're not even researching to see what this is doing on us. And they're saying it is to cool down our planet, but there's other ways to cool down the planet without doing this. You know, without putting dangerous chemicals in our skies. And Sherry, who is a naturopath, and she's been dealing with a lot of people with illnesses, I have too as well, that have been off the charts, you know, as far as their profession. And I just want you to, if you'd like to get up and take the floor, I'd love to hear what you have to say about what you've been seeing in your different health issues that are going on.
Okay. I'm Dr. Sherry McBain. I've been a naturopath since 2000. My school was shut down after we had a certain president come in. And so I still believe that I'm a naturopath and that my knowledge stays with me and it's good and it keeps increasing. I've had to go on the down low a little bit because I've had people come into my office. I was in Fort Worth for 14 years and they would say, oh, we're so happy you're here as a naturopath. I'm going, why? Well, because they've shut us down. They've shut my doctor down in Plano, At that time, I thought, okay, my office is McBain Clinic for Preventive Medicine. So I went into, oddly enough, the name Blue Butterfly. And then I left Texas and I went to New Mexico. And it's just the way the energy, I've evolved back to Texas. And I'm going to be working with Lori at the Resting Tree. And Amy Tori's going to help us. One of the things that we want to focus on is raising our energy. And so even though we have all of this chaos around us, and yes, we've got the chemicals, there's over 35,000 chemicals that are being used in different products in Canada, and there's twice that many here. So I just want to give you a couple of tips. She's mentioned the deodorant. I think that's wonderful. It's aluminum zirconium that's in our deodorant. It actually just completely seals off our glands under our arms, and our glands get full of chemicals, and then they release the chemicals. And ducts actually have the openings where they release it, but glands get full. So we do lymphatic flushes there, and under the arm when you're showering, it's really good just to rub up centripetally towards the heart. And then of course use really good deodorant. And then of course I'm thinking about the toothpaste too. Most of us don't use the chemicals in the toothpaste, even though they may make our teeth whiter. We're keeping that, and it's storing in our body, and mainly it's storing in our liver. So it's a 4-pound organ, and I like to think about that as you're filtering your oil in your car. So we want to keep it clean. You're going to take good care of your automobile. So we're just going to think about cleaning our body. Some of the things, helpful hints to keep them clean, other than staying away from chemicals as much as you can. Household cleaning products are terrible. They're one of the leading causes for cancer. You can use 7th generation products for laundry soap. Miracle 2 is wonderful.
Geo7.
Yeah, prayer is the first ingredient. I love Miracle 2. I just keep it in my shower. I feel really good about it. The man that, it came to him in a dream, the man that put the formula together for Miracle 2, and I've been using it for at least 15 years, and I love it, and you can get it online. And so one of the main things you need to do is watch for the chemicals underneath your kitchen sink and that are going into your clothes, because Lord knows we've got enough chemicals coming into us. So we're going to protect ourselves from that. I love apple cider vinegar. It has peptin in it, and it breaks down chemicals. So I like to use the apple cider vinegar, just take like maybe 3 times a week. It re-alkalizes our body. So we don't want to get too much of it, but you can take just maybe a tablespoon about 3 times a week. Don't take too much more than that. I will bathe in it sometimes if I feel like, just something's wrong, I'll bathe in about 2 or 3 cups of it and get it all the way up to my neck so it cleanses your glands. Recently, Buford had the idea of just putting the vinegar in the spray bottle. So I just spray my feet with it before I get out. And our skin is our largest organ, so it will keep it clean. So when we feel healthier, we're going to be thinking healthier thoughts. I've had many of my patients come in and say, I'm getting the flu. I know they're spraying the flu virus out in the air. And then I think it was last year. I've never had a flu shot. I'm just not a big proponent of that. And I don't get the flu. So I use black elderberry, and I make some every year. I get the berries, and so black elderberry is, if you just take about 6 drops a day during September to February, you won't get the flu. And I've taken the black elderberry so much that this year I didn't have to take it very much at all. And so knock on wood, again, no flu. So back to keeping your liver clean. Like I said, the apple cider vinegar works. Organic apple juice is wonderful for that, even if it's just 8 ounces in the morning. It cleanses your liver. Milk thistle, 6 or 7 drops. Not a whole lot. You can use herbs are really strong, so when you introduce herbs into your body, you need to do it delicately and just very generously. So you do that with water, and you take your milk thistle, the apple juice, and organic apples. They used to say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and I believe that apples have a very healing ingredient. We're going to be offering the cleanses over at the Resting Tree, where we use apples and apple juice to cleanse your liver. So I think if we can just focus on keeping your liver clean and then keeping away other chemicals like reading. My son's 20 now, and I used to tell him, if you can't pronounce it when he's 12, we're not going to buy it. Well, I have finally, even though I didn't feel that it was a fight, you know, I had pushed against it. So the saying is, you push against it, you get more of it. Finally, I released it, and then it got lighter around the house, and he's like, I don't want to use the microwave. Okay, well, when you were 12, I took it out. You made me go get another one, or you forced me to buy one. No, I just don't want to. So it's true, our younger children are really getting more adapted to what is going on. They're no fools. They want to have this earth to live on for a really long time, and we all do too. But I think if we can individually, and as a group, but individually, just think about pure good thoughts. When I hear myself saying something negative, I really cancel it, and we say it in a more positive way. I like to say, and I meditate. You were telling me you meditate. Our planet is beautiful, and I like to think about just holding the planet in my hands and just thinking about white light being around this as an energy exercise and lifting the planet up with white light. And just, I've heard before, just 1% of the population thinking good things. Thoughts are electrical magnetic frequencies that go out. And they produce better ions. So I'd like to think about us tonight as we leave, is it maybe just like Mother Teresa once said when she was asked to protest against war, she said, no, I won't. I won't walk in protest against war, but I will stand up for peace. And that's how I'd like for us to feel. A good feeling in our heart will take us a lot further than pushing against it and really getting upset, because it's negative energy. It's all negative energy, and it's just up to us to make it more positive. But we'd like to ask you all, we're going to be trying to meditate on May 15th over the Resting Tree at 5 p.m. and to lift up the planet, and you'll be there, and she can give us a few Qigong exercises that actually helps boost our immune system. And then we'll probably have about a 21-minute meditation where we're just thinking good thoughts for the earth. Anyway, thank y'all very much.
Lori, can I say something real quick?
Absolutely. After the floor, yeah.
Okay, I just want to introduce myself, and wow, I'm glad I'm here. I'm so newly inspired. I'm an executive in Isogenics, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with that product, but it is the world leader in nutritional cellular cleansing. Although I can't do anything about the chemtrails, I do have a system that will cleanse the liver, the kidney, the colon, lymphatic system, and the blood, all at one time at a cellular level. The company's won awards from Congress. They're 13 years old. They're doing $1 billion a year this year because the product works. It cleanses the body. It's scientifically proven. We have blood work under a microscope, and then it floods the body with live enzymes, phytonutrients, organic whey protein. If anybody would like a card, I would happily give you one, and if you want more information, you can give me your email, and I'll send you some videos and whatnot. So thank you for letting me share.
Thank you.